Folks, a very good morning, good afternoon, as well as good evening to whomever been watching a different time period. I literally welcome you all to this another video session in which we'll be discussing about Microsoft Authenticator. So, what actually this Authenticator is all about, and what is the significant role which actually played by Microsoft Authenticator in the form of securing your data, privacy, as well as everything which comes under CS cybersecurity. Okay, so in this video analysis, we'll be discussing about Microsoft Authenticator, which comes with a new feature that eventually blocks malicious notification by default. Okay, so in this video, what actually and how actually it usually blocks the traffic's malicious notification whenever it triggers in your device. So those all things we'll be discussing in details. So before proceeding or before going towards this session, I just want to make sure that please do a subscription to this channel, like the channel, share the channel ASAP for getting the latest update regarding any cyber affairs. Okay, let us begin the session. So multi-factor authentication or MFA is indeed a robust defense mechanism. Okay, which is basically been designed to enhance the security of digital systems, and it also requires users to provide multiple forms of identification, okay, before granting any kind of access. Okay, so this additional layer of security goes beyond the traditional user and password combination, significantly reducing the risk of unauthorized access. Okay, so what are the different key aspects of multi-factor authentication is we will be discussing, and why it is considered as a strong defense mechanism in the form of cybersecurity. One is authentication factor. So something you know, right? Something you know, like this is typically a password or a pin. Okay, so then after something you have is this would be a physical device like a smart card or a mobile phone. Okay, something you are that basically involves biometric data such as fingerprint, retina scan, or any kind of facial recognition that basically comes under authentication factors. If we discuss about enhanced security, MFA basically adds an extra layer of protection which makes it difficult for an attacker to gain an unauthorized access. Even if one factor is compromised, or we can say a stolen password, the additional factor act as a barrier that basically comes with the second number point, that is enhanced security. When we discuss about the third number point, it basically reduce the risk of unauthorized access. How? With MFA, an attacker would need to compromise multiple factor simultaneously, which basically significantly reduce the livelihood of successful unauthorized accesses. Okay, so that basically comes with the reduced risk of unauthorized accesses. Then after we have compliance requirement. When we discuss about compliance requirement, many regulatory standards and compliance framework mandate the use of MFA to ensure a higher level of security from sensitive informations. Okay, it also adhering to this standard, which basically helps organization avoids legal and financial consequences. That basically comes with the compliance requirement. When we discuss about adaptability and convenience, MFA basic, or we can say MFA or multi-factor authentication, which becomes a method which can provide and adapt to various needs and user preferences. Okay, so options which basically includes text messages, mobile apps, hardware tokens, and biometric methods. So this flexibility allows an organization to choose the most suitable method for their users. That comes under adaptability of convenience. When we discuss about protection against credential stuffing, so MFA significantly mitigates the risk of associate credential stuffing attacks, where an attacker use leaked or stolen usernames, or we can even say passwords from one services to gain an unauthorized access to another account where users have reused the same credentials. That comes under protection against credential stuffing. You know, we have phishing mitigations. When we discuss about phishing mitigations, MFA basically adds an extra layer of defense against phishing attacks. How? Because it basically provides a credential, or we can say, even if the user unknowingly provides their credential in response to a phishing attempts, the additional authentication factor acts as a barrier. That is how actually the phishing attack stimulation of MFA is been in pre-installed in every device. That is all about two-factor authentication comes under. Okay, so basically, it comes under that. So when you have remote access security, what actually this remote access security is all about? In the era of network environment, or in the era of remote works, MFA is very crucial for securing remote access to corporate networks and also for sensitive data. So it ensures that only authorized individual can access the company resources, or even we can say, and from a working from outside the traditional office environment. That basically comes under remote access security, or we can say remote access protocols. We have ninth, which is all about continuous authentication. Some advanced MFA systems provides continuous authentication, re-verifying the user identity during a certain period of session. So it helps to detect and prevent unauthorized access. If an user, okay, so we can say if a user context or behavior changes. So implementing a multi-factor authentication is a practical and effective approach to strengthen the security posture of digital systems. Okay, so it also safeguarding, okay, it's safeguarding sensitive data and also minimizing the risk. Okay, it associated risk associated with the unauthorized accesses and also data breaches. So this is how actually the glimpse of MFA we have discussed. Going further about how this factor usually helps in protecting the sensitive informations. Okay, so here, multi-factor authentication is strong defense, because multi-factor authentication stands as a beacon of hope in the battle against cyber threat, as we all know. So MFA basically provides an extra layer of security for necessity multiple forms of verification, such as password coupled with unique codes, or even we can say biometric data. So however, not all MFA methods are credited equally, with some suspectability to interpretation, or we can even say spoofing by tech slave hackers. Okay, enter the Microsoft Authentication app, or we can say a game changer in online security. Okay, so this is how actually no risk, which basically comes with your authentication, which is basically received in your mobile gadgets. So risk sign in detected, it means that there will not be any kind of sign which basically provides in your devices when someone unauthorized access your network. Okay, so this is how the notification buttons usually comes. Okay, this is the new app which has been stimulated, or you can say new feature which has been stimulated in Microsoft Authenticator app. So this free app compatibility with smartphones, or you can say laptops or tablets, supports MFA for philometical of accounts. Okay, then after including Microsoft email, social media, and also banking services. So it's seamless user experience, set it apart with a single tap, where the user can access their account without any hassle of password or codes. So what actually here happens is, when a truly elevated Microsoft Frontier app is an integration of artificial intelligence and also machine learning. Okay, the app distinguish genuine login attempts from suspicious by analyzing factors like, even we can say, locations, then after devices, information, and also user behavior. If a potential threat is detected, the app basically promotes the user to confirm their identity within the app. Okay, where the phishing attempts and also ensure the secure and safety of the accesses. The app basically maintains a comprehensive history of login requests, allowing user to review their accounts activity time, and or we can say anytime. Okay, any irregularities, or we can say, or unauthorized attempts can be promptly reported to Microsoft contributing to ongoing improvement in security protocols. Okay, so according to Alex, VP Director of Identity Security of Microsoft, the app implementation since September 2023 basically has a significant role in reducing the relevant information, and also it prevents over 6 million potential malicious login attempts, you can say, initiated by hackers. Okay, so this is a preset definition of how actually the Microsoft Authenticator has comes up with new features. Okay, so in this video we have discussed about everything, what actually MFA does and how actually the notification basically blocks. Okay, so those all things we have discussed in detail. So I hope you have enjoyed the session, an informative session and a very understanding session. If you are a cyber analyst, if you are if you are very interested in cybersecurity, I basically prefer you to watch the video and have a knowledge on what actually the things are been going in our day-to-day life. Thank you.